So right now, Memphis pretty much has a clear shot at the college football playoffs. They've got a pretty darn good team coming in Tulane Green Wave. But here's the thing. Tulane just lost to UTSA Roadrunners in a nasty fashion. They haven't been a very great scoring team, and the game is going to be held at the Liberty Bowl, which is Memphis's home stadium. And let me tell you something, Memphis fans, you folks, if you're listening, you folks are some fanatical individuals. I love you. I really do. Now, yes, I'm looking at the numbers, power rankings. Y'all look like you're the number 2 team because of power rankings. Neutral field, all that. But it doesn't mean that I don't think that Memphis is not an amazing team. I want to see what y'all do against Jon Sumrall and the Tulane Green Wave. Now, Tulane Green Wave are not a play around team. Yes, they just lost to UTSA. Yes, they have got some holes in their play, but they're not UAB. Oh wait, UAB beat Memphis. They're not Charlotte. They're actually well deserved by the numbers, especially with Jake Retzlaff and Jon Sumrall staff that is very devoted to this team. It's all going to be a wild ride. I mean, it could be that Memphis does what UTSA does, but I don't think that Jon Sumrall wants to see that happen. So it's going to be an interesting game. So if you like AAC football, if you like college football, if you like college sports, hit like, hit subscribe because I cover those things. I don't do recruiting, I don't do transfer portal, but I love me some college football. Love me some other college sports, but let's get into this game.
Hey folks, this is Paul with Redneck Sports. I want to thank you for viewing my video, and I want to give you one thought process. There was a famous coach at the University of Tennessee by the name of General Robert Nealon. He had 6 maxims, but number 2 maxim is what everybody should apply to their life. Play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. That's how to live your life right there.
Now, as the Tulane Green Wave are visiting, let's cover them first. Jake Retzlaff, 130 of 218. He's 59.6 completion rate. 7 thrown touchdowns, but he's also thrown 3 interceptions. Been sacked 5 times, so it's not a bad offensive line. The man just doesn't throw worth a flip. And especially considering all the talk about him going into the season, not been a good look. His backup quarterback's also thrown 2 touchdowns, as has wide receiver Jimmy Callaway. So they got 10 TDs through the air. They also have 5 interceptions. That's not a good look. 7 sacks. That's not bad, especially considering they're 6-2. Jake Retzlaff, 77 rushes, 513 yards, 9 touchdowns. So he is their primary offense. Gavin Gordon, 77 rushes as well, only 328 yards, 3 touchdowns. So their run game is relying on people that they've got 1,401 yards rushing. The only other person to score rushing wise is Zabari Mobley, 32 rushes, 163 yards. He's got 2 touchdowns. So they got 14 touchdowns on the ground. Their rushing games very easily contained, it looks like. Yeah, they've got another guy that's got 193 yards, but he's not been able to get into the end zone. Jake Retzlaff rushed for 69 yards. That's his big rushing. That's the best rusher that they got. When that's your quarterback, that's not good, especially to keep him healthy. Now, receiving wise, they've got Zacarl Lewis has got 13 catches. He's only got 2 touchdowns. They've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys that have one touchdown and that's it. Now they got a lot of weapons, don't get me wrong. I mean, Amari Hayes, 25 catches, 376 yards, only the one touchdown though. Shaz Preston, 22 for 329, only one touchdown. Bryce Bohannon, 24 catches, 260 yards, only one touchdown. The longs on here, Shaz Preston has a long of 63. Carl Lewis is a long of 63. He's only got 13 catches for 192 yards, but he does have the two touchdowns. Got Amari Hayes has got 42 yarder, and Jimmy Callaway has a 41 yarder. You're looking at not a very this is not an explosive defense by any stretch of the imagination. So 4 rushing touchdowns, 10 touchdowns through the air. 15 sacks on opposing quarterbacks. That's not a good look. They can't get to the opposing quarterback. They do have 30 pass deflections, 6 interceptions. They haven't scored any interceptions. They have 4 forced fumbles, 5 fumble recoveries. That's mid. So they've got a decent secondary defense. They got, Jake Kingchu? I can't pronounce it. Okay, their top two tacklers are safeties. If you're relying on your safeties to be your leading tacklers, no matter how good they are, that means you're getting into secondary way too much. Now, this guy who I can't pronounce his last name got 51 tackles, 1 sack. Why is your safety coming up for a sack? 2 pass deflections. Bailey Despani, who is the second leading tackler and also a safety, 47 tackles, 3 pass deflections. Dixon Agu, a linebacker's got 36 tackles, 1 pass deflection, 1 fumble recovery. Their defense, everybody keeps talking about Jon Sumrall should go get a better job. Really? Penalty wise, 61 penalties, 543 yards, 67 penalties per or yards per game in penalties. Not a good look. No discipline. You're only relying on one person basically for your offense. Why is anybody wanting to hire this guy away? Now, Ryan Silverfield, who is most likely not going to leave Memphis, and his Tigers has got Brendan Lewis as QB1, 159 of 230. He's 69.1% completion rate. That's not a bad look. He's thrown 10 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Could be better. He's been sacked 17 times, so this shows that he's got a seb for an offensive line, and they're still winning. AJ Hill has thrown 1, so they got 11 touchdowns through the air. They got 6 interceptions. Now, rushing, Brendan Lewis is also the leading rusher, 109 for 562, 8 touchdowns. Sutton Smith, 87 for rushes, 515 yards, 6 touchdowns. Greg DeRosaries, 75 rushes, 450 yards. He's got a 90-yard long run, 7 touchdowns. Think about that for a second. That's top 3 guys in rushing. Oh, Frank Pheasant, 36 rushes, 6 touchdowns. They also have Makari Bodiford has got 3 touchdowns. They got 30 touchdowns on the ground. Think about that for a minute. They got a better rushing offense. They also have a better passing offense because Cortez Braun, 39 catches, 632 yards, 7 touchdowns. Now, everybody else there's 1, 2, 3, 4 that have a single touchdown. Now, their second leading receiver hasn't got a touchdown. He's got 25 catches, 450 yards though. Cortez Braun's got a 73-yarder. Jamari Hawkins, that 25 for 450, he's got a 57-yarder. They know how to do explosive plays. So they got 41 touchdowns overall. Other than the offensive line, this offense is looking stellar. But Ryan Silverfield has already signed a 5-year deal, and people want him, but he ain't going to do it. Now, here's a weakness right here. They've only gotten to opposing quarterbacks 15 times. 15 sacks on the year. That's a little bit of a weakness. Their defensive line and offensive line, could be a little bit better, but they do have 35 pass deflections, 12 interceptions, two of which they've scored on. So you've got a very good pass defense. They've got 8 forced fumbles, 5 fumble recoveries. That's actually not bad either. They just can't get to the opposing quarterback all that often. Now, Sam Brumfield is leading tackler, 66 tackles, 4.5 sacks, 1 interception. Kamari Wilson has got 59 tackles, 4 pass deflections, 2 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery. By the way, Brumfield's a linebacker. Wilson's a defensive back. Chris Bracey, another defensive back, 54 tackles, 7 pass deflections, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery. Drew Watts, 50 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 pass deflections, 1 fumble recovery. You starting to see a they've got a good defense. They just can't get to the opposing quarterback all that often. Okay, they've only got the one loss. It's a shocking one, but still. Penalty wise, they're 48 for 405. They got 45 yards in per game in penalties. Somewhat disciplined team. You got a quarterback that, yes, just like Retzlaff, is the main part of their offense, but at the same time, they've got other dudes to come in as weapons. They don't have to rely on Brendan Lewis near as much. And he's had one bad game so far this season. That's it. And dear Lord, does this man score, so does the rest of this offense. Cortez Braun, Sutton Smith, Greg DeRosaries, who I'm probably butchering his last name. This is a complete team right here. Yes, they need a better offensive line, but that hasn't hurt them that badly. But hey, so the keys to winning this game: keep Brendan Lewis at least partially protected better than you have been. Shut down Jake Retzlaff because, well, he is pretty much their offense. And, basically be Memphis. That's Memphis's goals for this. For Tulane, they've got to be everything that they haven't been. Seriously, they've got to be everything they haven't been. They've got to treat this like they're going up against Northwestern or Duke. But the thing is that Memphis is better than Northwestern. I don't know about Duke, but they're better than Northwestern. I'll be honest with you. I don't see a path where Tulane has a chance for victory. I really don't. I'm looking at this game. Memphis is only 6.5 points as of the reading of this. This is an over under 55.5 points. You know, I I'm thinking that they're giving too much credit to Tulane, but I could be wrong. If you're a Tulane fan, you tell me how you see Tulane beating Memphis. Silverfield has not really had that many people talking about getting him out of Memphis. There are too many people that know that he ain't leaving Memphis, and if he leaves Memphis, I know there are going to be a lot of people in shock. Jon Sumrall has already said he wants a SEC job. Jon Sumrall can make a cohesive team, has got a good record, but he's not got the team this year. And he will probably be in the SEC next year, and I think his team knows it. There are too many openings. You're talking about LSU, you're talking about Florida, you're talking about Arkansas, possibly Kentucky, and Auburn. Yeah, Jon Sumrall, if he wants a job, they're probably going to snatch him up. I don't see Ryan Silverfield leaving, and what he's built at Memphis is pretty darn good. It really is. It is pretty darn good. Let me tell you, Memphis folks, even if you don't get a AAC conference title every year, you're still one of the scariest teams in the nation. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.
I want to thank you for watching my video. And if you like what you saw, like, subscribe, and comment. Y'all have a good day now.